Everyone, Joy from Sunday Sounds here. Let's take a look at our patch designed in the style of From Whom All Blessings Flow, Doxology, as originally performed by Hillsong Worship. We played this song in its original key of C and its original tempo of 72.5 BPM. This patch has brass, strings, organ, electric pianos, and pads built into it. You'll want to check out the tutorial to learn where you play the high octave or low octave single notes in the left hand and where you play full octaves. This changes quite a bit throughout the song. The upper left-hand range has organ, pads, brass, and string that increase in intensity as you move up the mod wheel. The lower left-hand range from this note to this note has bass, strings, and organ that come in as you move up the mod wheel. In the right hand, there's an EP with a delay on it, starting on this note, and only going up to this note. We play some chords in here. Then beginning on the next note up, there are strings that increase in intensity as you move up the mod wheel. For the intro, you'll have the mod wheel here at 0, and you'll just play this note. For verse 1, you'll have the mod wheel here at 0, and you'll just play left hand by itself in single notes in the upper left hand range, and it holds on the last note for 8 counts before going into verse 2. For verse 2, you'll stay with the mod wheel here at 0 and in the same left-hand octave range, but this time you'll add in some right-hand notes with the electric piano and delay. I like to do the chords like this. For verse 3, you'll have the mod wheel 1/3 of the way up. Otherwise, you'll play this verse the same as the others. For the first chorus, you'll have mod wheel at 0, and you'll play single notes in the lower left-hand range down here. You'll also have a strings part up high that you'll play for each chorus. Right hand goes like this. Both hands together sounds like this. You'll want to be careful as you play the strings that you think about your sustain pedal. I often like to keep the sustain pedal off when I'm playing the lines, and then I hold between the chords to sustain right into the next chord. But you'll want to test that out and see how you'd like to use it. Chorus 2 you'll play the same way, but with the mod wheel here up at a third of the way up, and left hand will still be in the slower octave. They do a tag at the end of this chorus before going into an instrumental and a bridge. At the end of the song after the bridge is a double chorus. Both are big and with the mod wheel at 100. You'll play some different parts in the right hand. I'll show you what I like to do, but there's a lot of flexibility to add in the melodies you want. Since these parts are very high, they will pop out when you play it live, so just make sure you think through what you'd like to do. It will be heard in the room. So here's what I like to do for the right hand. So here's what One Time Through the Chorus would sound like with both hands together. I'd also like to point out that the chords change between these two final choruses. They change on the very last chorus, so make sure that you watch your lead sheet to make those changes. The right hand parts will still sound great for either one, so if you'd like to use those same leads you can, or if you'd like to change it up, go ahead and do that instead. There's a tag and an outro after that final chorus. For the tag, you'll move the mod wheel back to 0 and play lower left hand notes. And then for that outro, you'll hold the final note on the 1 of your chord and play that initial melody from the chorus with the strings and brass up high. So the tag and the outro with both hands together sounds like this. For the bridge and the instrumental that comes right before it, you'll have the mod wheel 2/3 of the way up. The instrumental is the same chord progression as the bridge. You'll play the instrumental with the left hand in the higher octave range with single notes, and I like to do single notes in the right hand too. So both hands will look like this together. For the bridge, it will be similar, and then halfway through I like to move to octave left-hand bass notes. I like to do the bridge like this with both hands together. You will want to make sure that you pull off on the notes right after you play for that last chord so that you can move the mod wheel up to 100 for the final chorus. If you hold it down too long, it will squeal a little bit. So you want to try to release in enough time to move the mod wheel up to do that part. So if you'd like to check out how I like to do it, go ahead and watch the demo. Now just to review the different mod wheel positions, you'll start with the mod wheel here at 0 for intro and verse 1 in your first chorus. Then you'll bring it up to 1/3 for your verse 3 and your second chorus. Then you'll bring it up to 2/3 for the instrumental in the bridge. You'll bring it all the way up to 100 for the final couple choruses. Then you'll bring it all the way back to 0 for the tag and the outro there at the end. Now, before I let you go, I wanted to let you know there's a Facebook group called Sunday Sounds Insiders, where you can find sneak peeks, troubleshooting help, creative ideas, and rig photos, and it would be awesome to see you in there. Until then, I'm Joy with Sunday Sounds. See you next time.